Today evening, we still have a lot more learning that is going to take us across about our mentor, Mr. Arun Subramanian, about the participant, Mr. Akash, and our guest speaker for the day, Ms. Lakshmi Vaid. But before I hand over the mic to Mr. Arun Subramanian, I would like to share a little more about him, where the learning is going on and on. Now, there is a quote saying that learning without thought is a labor lost, and thought without learning is perilous. So we understand the danger. And when a mentor empowers a person to see the possibility of a good future, I think we need to emulate and respect the learning that we are receiving from this great persona who's really striving and envisioning. Now, there are two things that I would like to share with you all. He says, your presence is from within. It's not relevant to the outside world. And it's a very, very true learning. And the other side, he says, continue your learning. Learning is eternal. I think these two beliefs balance you for the rest of your life. And this is a wonderful pedagogy that he is instructing to all of us. And this tenet is highly respectable. And the treasure of improvisation that he is providing to us, I think we remain indebted and express our gratitude with a thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Over to you, Arun sir, the stage is yours. Thank you.
Thank you, Sujata ma'am. Thanks a lot for an excellent introduction. I welcome all participants to this program by Mr. Akash. He's a youngster with a very, very promising future, a very brilliant person, and I'm sure he is going to make his mark in the world in the days to come. And I'm very happy to see Mr. Nagi Reddy here today on the platform. We have been missing you, Nagi sir. Your presence has always been a big motivation to all of us. And your not being there was felt by, I'm sure, everyone. And my earnest request to you, please don't miss out on coming to this platform, which is yours. Wherever you may be, please give a few minutes to us. Now that brings me to something which I had seen a couple of days back. On 6th, the Forbes magazine had published an article where it says that there are 5 predictions for how your job will change in 2022. In other words, they are trying to indicate that your job is not going to be the same anymore because of the pandemic of the last 2 years. And the major changes which have taken place in the global arena, employment, job, skill sets required, everything has changed. And if you decide to keep it, you need to upskill and retrain yourself, or else you will have to start looking to how you can be productively self-employed so that your family can run and you can run in a good life. In fact, all this started on 24th of March, 2020, when our Prime Minister declared the lockdown. I suspected because of the Spanish influenza of 1918 that things may go in the same direction and we may be in for a long haul. So I started off the Participate UC platform, a platform where experts from all fields aggregated and started sharing their knowledge. Participate UC in Latin means share your knowledge. And as things went on, in 9 months' time, we could have a membership of over 7,000 people in that platform. And from the various conversations we had, we realized that there was a huge amount of job loss which was taking place. In fact, in 2020, 12.2 crore people had lost their job, and industries were closing down, and the skill sets required to retain and do their job was changing fast. So a feeling, a realization was there that people need to be retrained. On the platform, we decided that we will somehow manage to bring all the trainers who are available onto one platform so that we can direct their energies toward retraining the people. That is when, friends, we started the world's best trainers competition with a view to bringing in all the trainers together. The competition was inaugurated on 11th of April, 2021. And it was sponsored by many people. And Nagi sir was one of them. The first prize was given in his father's name. And the program was a huge success. 139 people from across the globe participated. The biggest takeaway from the program, the competition, was that the offline training platform and the online training platform was found to be very different. And the online training platform requires special skill sets if you had to drive your transformation effectively. And that is when, we brought in the Diplôme des Master Trainer course. And this Diplôme des Master Trainer course is a 5-month course, which is being attended now by over 40 professionals. And yesterday's Mr. Anil Kumar Goswami, the septuagenarian who taught us how to lead a life after 30, was one of the participants of that contest and also a participant in Diplôme des Master Trainer. As is Mr. Akash, who is going to be giving the presentation. In fact, this presentation, which we are seeing continuously for the last 4 days, is by the participants of Diplôme des Master Trainer Batch 1. My dear friends, I would not be exaggerating if I were to tell that the vaccine and communication on the online platform are the only two redeeming features and the hope for mankind as we move into the new normal. 87% of the CEOs out of the 1,379 who are interviewed worldwide from 79 countries gave their biggest concern to be the industry not being, not having key people with key skills. The non-availability of key skills was the biggest problem. And if that is not available, then what happens? What happens is already the COVID is shutting down companies and lockdowns. Further, without key skills, companies will further close down. And that is likely to increase further unemployment, leading to social unrest and total chaos, which has already started the world over. Social chaos because of limited disposable income, reduction in earning, lack of jobs, shutting down of industries. With a 7.87 billion population, if we are unable to increase employment, at least we should retain it. If you reduce it, then it becomes a problem. And the solution lies in your hands. How you are going to be able to train the people so that in the new normal, the problems will not be there. Very recently, Harvard Business Review has published an article where it states that how to get people to actually participate in virtual meetings. In virtual meetings, getting people to participate, keeping them engaged is a very big challenge. 247,417 by the number of COVID cases yesterday in India and counting. You'd be surprised to know that the government has issued orders to medical superintendents that even patients coming to hospitals need to undergo a rapid antigen test before they are allowed inside. And there was an interview yesterday in BBC where the speaker, who is a very prominent epidemiologist, he said that the number of cases worldwide is 90 times more than what is being reported. Digest it if you can. 90 times, 90 times more than what is being reported. The Omicron surge is likely to hit India's economy very badly. Economy, digitization, safety has made it imperative that we all prepare ourselves for an alternate source of income so that we can take our family and our children forward safely. My best wishes to you, my Pongal wishes to you, my Sankranti wishes to you. Please get vaccinated, stay safe, and be happy with your family. Thank you, Sujata ma'am.
Thank you, Arun sir. Definitely your suggestion, your advice, your motivation, encouragement are our strength. Now moving over from Arun sir's deliverance to our guest speaker for the day, Ms. Lakshmi Vaid. She is an instructional designer, a facilitator for behavioral sciences, a soft skills personnel, and an interest and expertise with learning and development. She has designed customized instructional content. Learning is what keeps the mind going. Anyone who stops learning is old, whether at 20 or 80. She believes this of Henry Ford's a strong tenet. Her post-graduation in training and development from Tata Institute of Social Studies, I think, is a reckoner for her professional achievement. Her work with corporates and educational institutions catered to identifying learning needs, gaps, and design soft skills, communication, teamwork, and edtech tools, and facilitate learning with organizations within the organization. An effective and experienced trainer that she is, especially has catered to soft skills industry. And she has also impaneled with Tata Institute of Social Studies, Mumbai. She's a visiting faculty for Bachelor of Vocational Studies and has a PG diploma in these programs. That is her professional credential. A 19-year work experience and then a decade as an educator and with numerous successful projects are under her belt. And I think this needs an applause. She also has a certification in design and creative thinking in classrooms from the prestigious National Institute of Design, Ahmedabad. This is another accomplishment of hers. A frequent guest speaker, as she is today on the platform, she has been a part of specialized workshops and faculty development programs in the education sector especially. Armed with post-graduation diplomas in both educational management and global education, I think have steered her professionalism. She has completed her MDBA, a personal management program from Symbiosis Institute of Management in Pune. And then since she has been working with corporates for almost a decade. Her formative years were into public relations and as a training officer with an international MNC based in South Africa. I think this is a recognition for her, where after that she has gravitated into behavioral training. Her successful innings with training, she now leads the facilitation and instructional design. She heads the education vertical at Orion Knowledge Solutions, LLP, which is a training and consultancy firm in Mumbai. Now, apart from her professionalism, her personal facet, she's creative, she's passionate, she's into baking, she's into gardening. A Tiffany glass artist. I think this gives the maximum recognition. It adds a wonderful silhouette to her persona. She believes commitment, teamwork, and all the soft skill aspects of training. She enjoys learning and is always engaged in upskilling herself. And she is here amidst us to deliver her viewpoint about the DDMT program with an impact and with an impactful deliverance that she's going to share with us. Over to you, Lakshmi ma'am.
Good evening, everybody. And thank you so much, Sujata ma'am, for such a lovely introduction. It is not only my pleasure, but I think it's a matter of great honor to be a part of this program at this platform per se. I'm currently pursuing the Diplomacy Master Trainer program under the mentorship of Mr. Arun since last year. So learning and development industry has always intrigued me. I've always wanted to know, more about cognitive sciences and always had wanted to answer this question that how do we learn? And this led me to do my post-graduation from this. And after that, I was into training for almost 3 years, but I was looking to reskill into the corporate storytelling. That is one thing that I've always been passionate about. Soon pandemic hit in the training industry and we all found ourselves behind the Zoom screens. During one such session, I happened to stumble upon a WhatsApp forward for a program which said storytelling by Mr. Arun Subramaniam. I mean, there was an inertia of work from home and that momentum of upskilling, reskilling at peak. I thought, why not? Let's try it out. But I think that one session was a turning point of my approach to trainings. I was so impressed. I soon started attending, I think, most of the programs that he conducted on Sundays. It is commendable to see the insights, the passion, and the energy with which Mr. Arun drives these programs week on week. And each one of them is unique. Each one of them is embedded with these never heard and concepts and the newest of ideas and perceptions. So I've never attended any program till date that looks deeply into cognitive sciences as an aspect of the L&D industry. I don't think any institute provides training in cognitive sciences as a part of L&D. So this course is unique. It has given me enriching insights, not only in cognitive science, but also in the art of delivery of trainings. This course structure is such that, it provides us with lot of opportunities to apply what we've learned in these classes throughout the weekly sessions that we have, the group sessions. I've moved to realize that with every passing session, I do fear nearing the end of this program. However, what keeps me going is what I learned with each of these sessions. I just find myself deeper into thoughts, more questions on my mind, more self-discoveries, more reflections. And then I sit down and relook and rework at all my presentation texts. This time, of course, I'm adding from the rich experiences that I have. It is a journey. I wish to thank Mr. Arun from the bottom of my heart for such a beautiful program. He's visioned such a comprehensive program like DMT Master Trainer. And on top of it, I think the icing to the cake is the beautiful designing and delivery of this rich curriculum. I would also like to extend my appreciation to all the participants of the DMT group who deepen the learning with their experiences and interactions. End of it, I will confess, it is a lot of rigor. But I do realize I'm building my muscle. And once I do that, I'm ready to conquer the world. Thank you for this opportunity to share my thoughts. And I would want to hand it over to Ms. Sujata to take it forward, but just a beautiful quote to end it. Success is a learnable skill. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Lakshmi. Definitely, we all echo with your tremendous observation of the DMT program. Definitely, we are all upskilling, reskilling ourselves, thanks to the envisioning of Mr. Arun Subramanian. And I personally connected with you with the storytelling session, where my story came after your story, and I realized Lakshmi is with us. Thank you so much. Now, over to the participant for the day, the presenter, a young profile and a very dynamic oriented presenter, Mr. Akashdeep Howladar. Akash, a warm welcome to this. And before you take over, I wish to share your wonderful achievement at such a young age with each and every one. Now, power of predictive analysis, that is what he's going to share with us now. He has completed his MSc in engineering from Coventry University from United Kingdom. His thesis on using extended Kalman filter for obstacle avoidance, I think it is his strength. He's also presented a paper at the International TRIZ Futures Conference at Bergamo, Italy, along with an eminent professor, D. Cavallucci. He was associated with INSA de Strasbourg, France, from the years 2010 to 2012. And prior to this, he supported Mr. Navneet Bhushan as part of Graffiti Consulting for facilitating TRIZ-based problem-solving sessions with R&D teams. And these days, he applies this extended Kalman filters in his proprietary Paris trading, set up to manage options and futures on the NSE. In addition to the pairs trading, Akash does attend various pitch decks presented by startups seeking angel funding as part of the Inflexion Point Ventures. And as such, he's on the lookout for investment startups. He internationally invests in the NYSE and NASDAQ NASDAQ. Having completed Stanford Professor Andrew Ng's deep learning certification, it has given him the insights needed to deploy various neural network models. And this is for doing sentiment analysis on news related to various stocks and other instruments. A co-inventor of finger fracture detection using Radion transform. He has patented it along with Mr. P. Shankpal and others. He is consulted as a subject matter expert to vet the technology stack of various startups seeking angel funding. And I observe that all of us observe there's a wonderful book that he has brought onto the shelves. And I think he would share the title and whatever the purpose of that book writing with personally with all of us. So with this, Akash, I hand over the mic to you. The stage is yours. Akash, kindly unmute.
Yeah, can you enable the sharing access?
I think Mr.
Yeah.
It is enabled, Akash.
Yeah, got it. Okay, great. So,
Would you share about your book with us first?
all right. So, audio check. I'm audible, right? Yeah. So, I'm really excited to tell you about my upcoming book, The 4-Hour Growth Automation Guide, and it aims at helping trainers, consultants, small business owners on how to handle the leads that they are generating from various social media platforms and how to make use of that so that they can offload the repetitive parts of that lead generation process and then communicate with them about the way they can serve them. So this book will be available near a store near you by the end of March 2022. All right. So I have a question to all of you, that how many ways can we actually think? Like, what are the kinds of thinking or intelligence that we can apply, and how do you see yourself, tackling various issues in life? So in the area of predictive analytics, like, what all are the intelligence that go into life itself? Let's just look at that for a moment and try to come up with various opinions that you may have. It may sound like a new thing, it may be familiar to you. Keep on the discovery, the inquiry for how you can apply various intelligences, what kind of intelligences exist. Okay. So I would like you all to go into the breakout rooms. Can you see the slides?
Yes, Akash.
We
Okay,
can see
great.
it, Akash. We can see it.
Great. So this is the question that I want you all to ponder a few minutes for. How many types of intelligences do you think are existing? So without further ado, can people be divided into groups and sent to breakout rooms? 34 participants.
How many rooms do you want it to be broken into, Akash?
Sir, I leave it to your
So we will divide it into 5 rooms.
5, amazing, yeah.
I've created 5 rooms and opened it. I request all participants to move into the room to discuss as to how many types of intelligences they think there are. Akash, I will make you a co-host so that you can handle it yourself.
Okay.
I'll make you a host, Akash, so that you can visit the rooms and see what is happening there.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, you can also make me the co-host in return.
Acha.
Because otherwise I will lose the hosting. I will not be able to handle it. Okay? You can make me the co-host now.
I have to go to your name and then right click and make
Top
it, right?
League Training and Business Consulting. Click there on the more. It will drop. Make co-host will come. You make it co-host.
Yeah, I've done, sir. Make co-host.
So it does not come.
Acha?
No.
From my end, make co-host, I have clicked.
You have to click on the screen. The make co-host will come on the screen.
Yeah, I did. I also clicked on the yes.
Yes, now it has come. Now you can visit the rooms. Akash, do you know how to visit the rooms?
Yeah, sir. Join button, right?
Yeah, join the room.
Mm, mm,
And when
mm.
you leave, please make sure that you are leaving only the room because you don't leave the session.
Right, sir. Thank you for the timely reminder.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Okay. Should the screen sharing be continued?
Yeah, screen sharing is continuing. Multiple screen sharing has been given.
Okay.
Nitika, Trinad, can you all please go to the rooms? You can unshare the screen, Akash, so that you know
sir.
it's not
Okay.
necessary. If you come back, you can again reshare.
Okay. Okay.
Mr.
Thank
Monotosh,
you.
you can go to the room. Nitika, you can go to your room.
Good evening. Ritika madam. Yes, Akash, we are back. Your turn.
Nice. Welcome everyone. Welcome back. So I'd like to listen from room number 5. What all you discussed on how many types of intelligences are there? And I have to stop the screen share. Yeah.
Yeah. Hi, Akash.
Hello, Darshana ji.
So in room number 5, it was Mr. Prakash, your father, Umama, and Sagir. And we have identified 5 skills in terms of intelligence: spiritual intelligence, emotional intelligence, social intelligence, intellectual intelligence, physical intelligence, and artificial intelligence. So these
Great.
are the 6 from our side. So do you want me to elaborate on it, or you just want to have the names?
You can for a
Okay.
minute or so. Yeah.
Okay. So when we talk about spiritual intelligence, it's more about the awareness of soul, the journey of soul, the purpose of
Okay.
soul,
Okay.
and which is something that can be enhanced when we evoke the 7 powers, which is power of prayer, power of meditation, power of spoken words, power of rituals, understanding of karma and the way power of karma works, power of thoughts again. Emotional intelligence is more about awareness to self, empathy, and social awareness, and again, management of self and the relationship. When it comes to social intelligence, it's about understanding again people, which is an extended aspect of emotional intelligence, understanding a responsibility towards the society, building the society, relationship through which the purpose
Mhm.
of our existence is served somewhere in the social context. It is ignited in the spiritual context, but it is served at the social context.
I see.
Intellectual, all our years we have been spending in terms of IQ thing. So all of us are aware about that. And the physical intelligence, that is physical caution, is
Got
much
it.
about orientation towards health, awareness towards health, be it in terms of diet, be it in terms of fitness, be it in terms of physical health, in terms of exercising and all that, or be it in
Okay,
terms
great,
of
Darshana ji. I'll
yeah,
have to
yeah,
say that
yeah.
1 minute is
Thank
up.
you.
But yeah,
Yeah,
thank you
yeah,
for
thank
sharing
you.
it. Great. So we have seen the views of room number 5. I request room number 4 who would like to share what you have discussed. Room number 4.
Suresh ji, please.
Okay, Suresh ji might be busy with something. Pooja ji, do you want to speak on his behalf or on room number 4's behalf?
So Akash, we ourselves also, I would say what Darshana ma'am said, we are on similar lines. There is human intelligence, there is, human intelligence, everything that they're dealing with, linguistic, musical, spiritual, cosmic, motor, kinesthetic, emotional, all those kind of intelligences. Then also when we are in a system, like human beings are part of the entire ecology. So even those systems have an intelligence. So whether it's how they maintain their balances in ecology, those systems, animals themselves, they have their own kind of intelligence that they work on. Machines have intelligence, artificial intelligence. So on similar lines, these were the few things that we all discussed.
Yeah, Pooja ji, sorry, I just missed out. I will quickly
Yeah.
learn out what she
Yes, please.
Musical intelligence, linguistical intelligence,
Mm,
logical and analytical intelligence,
mm.
intrapersonal intelligence,
Okay,
interpersonal
Suresh ji.
intelligence, emotional intelligence, spiritual and cosmetic intelligence, visual or picture intelligence, kinesthetic intelligence, nature intelligence. These are the points we highlighted about. Other than machine intelligence and artificial intelligence.
Okay, great. Amazing. So thank you, Suresh ji and Pooja ji. And room number 4, you've done a thorough job. And now I would like to hear from room number 3. What views have you discovered? Any new intelligence or any new take on intelligence?
Share the screen just a minute.
Please.
Can you
We've gone very theoretical. Room number 3, we went very theoretical with the intelligences. So it was Howard Gardner's multiple, he called the father of intelligence. So he had
Hmm.
actually identified 8 ways how he was studying with children. And he identified
Hmm.
that while assessing these children's intelligence, he felt that there is
Hmm.
no one characteristic that stands out. It's always a blend. So while he listed these 8 of them,
Yeah.
he always said that it is a amalgamation. It's kind of a mix, and there's a very blurred line that defines. One can portray more than 2 or 3 intelligence also. So
Yeah.
he listed 8 of them, and with these 8 of them, there are still 2 more that he considered. So these 8 were very, very clearly, I've listed them up, and they are in line with what the previous room had also said. So there was intra, linguistic, naturalistic. So the latest addition to this 8 list was the existential, where he felt that
Hmm.
existential questions also, there are people who are very intelligent and look at things beyond the real world. So for
Hmm.
them, they are the ones who become philosophers or have the intelligence to be looking at existential questions about life and death. So that was another intelligence that was added very late
Hmm.
in his 8 intelligences. And
Yeah.
the one that is still under consideration is called the pedagogical intelligence.
Oh, wow.
So looking at all of them, I think now we will have 10 Gardner's intelligence, and apart from that, of course, artificial intelligence. We are not elaborating all the intelligence, we've just put it
Great.
up on the document, so we can just have a look there.
Great.
Thank you.
Amazing. Very thorough job, Lakshmi ji and team room number 3. So thank you for presenting that. And can you stop your screen share? And now we'll go on to room number 2. You would like to share?
Room number 2 is ours, Akash.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. Sir, yes, sir. It's ours,
Yes,
sir.
thank you.
You are
Our
all right.
group, yes, our group has discussed on the similar lines, but you found the 10 kinds of intelligence.
Mhm.
First, the emotional intelligence, interpersonal intelligence, and the body language interkinesthetic intelligence, linguistic intelligence, spatial intelligence, nature intelligence,
Mhm.
logical and mathematical intelligence,
Yeah.
and machine and artificial and the creative intelligence also.
Intrapersonal.
Okay, great.
So these are the almost here similarly, but it is we found it with our
Correct.
distributors.
Good.
Yeah, one
good,
thing I
good.
need to add upon here,
Yeah,
Akash.
please, Vishal bhai, yes.
We have decided intentionally not to use the screen, means to type and show it to you, to
Mhm.
show our human intelligence to you.
Arey, wow.
Thank you so much.
Great, Vishal bhai.
So we haven't
Good
typed,
job.
we want to speak. Thank you.
Good job, room number 2.
Right.
And now the last room, room number 1.
Akash?
All those who have your cameras on, let's give encouragement to room number 1. We should give it to everybody. Well, let's just start with room number 1. End with room number 1.
Akash, room number 1. It was Narendra sir, Anil sir, Suma, Kanaka ma'am, Arun
Yeah.
sir, and myself.
Amazing.
And we are also reflecting our human intelligence without the screen share.
Wow.
Oh, emotional intelligence, logical, the VAK, visual, auditory, kinesthetic, inter and intrapersonal intelligence. Then we have spatial, linguistic,
Mhm.
intuition, and artistic intelligences.
Amazing.
Naturalistic intelligence, the musical one, journey.
Hmm.
Existential, which relates more to introspection, why we live, why we die. It's of an optative nature. Then leadership intelligence, which has many quotients under that. We have effective intelligence, then political intelligence, which deals with psephology, and machine learning, of course, the supervised and non-supervised intelligence. And finally, it's just intelligence that we are trying to explain. And I think our intelligence has been proven to you. Thank you so much.
Great, great.
When you are
Amazing,
taking the
all of
name, ma'am, when you are taking the names of group members, I thought that you are taking the name of intelligence.
Yeah, every member in that group is highly intelligent. Mathurji has correctly given this credit to all of that, all of the people. In fact, everybody in all the groups have done a very thorough job of digging into it. And many of these, like our Lakshmi ji has pointed out, come from Howard Gardner ji. And we'll also see some of the epitomes in those intelligence. So is the screen visible?
Yes, Akash.
Great, great. So let's just look at mathematical intelligence and logical reasoning, and all of that is clubbed into mathematical, logical. So Sir Isaac Newton. So, asking questions, why only before him, when everybody else had anything falling on their head, nobody wanted to question the why of it and then put numbers behind it. So that is a curiosity plus analytics. That's a great combination that we see in Sir Isaac Newton. Then let's look at musical intelligence. So as you see, these personalities, they have left their mark across history. They have been the epitome in that particular kind of intelligence and done much, much more than many of the other people. And they are classics now. So who hasn't heard of at least one beat from Mozart, the great Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart? So then let's look at verbal. So it's easy to just put across whatever is coming in the head, but what an effort it takes to make the reader visualize the story that you are trying to convey. And that's where very few can compare to the depth and the world building that William Shakespeare has achieved. So let's move on to what others. So let's see spatial. So Michelangelo di Ludovico Buonarroti Simoni is the classic sculptor, and he has done lots of amazing art pieces that are still recognized and respected world over. That kind of ability to figure out spaces, that is just unique to people who are gifted in spatial intelligence. And one of the rooms you had discussed, I heard someone speaking that spatial helps in making architecture and so on. So let's move on to intrapersonal. So Viktor Frankl, the author of Man's Search for Meaning and survivor of the Holocaust, he's given a lot of respect, and in his work is to distinctly make it
compliance training. I'll send you this link. This is very important to watch.
Yeah, and can you mute yourself, others, please?
Building a magic business, we have to be super careful.
Can you mute yourself?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Because it's only in the last few months it has really
Can you
changed.
mute? Hello.
So I'm so happy that I
Hello.
own
Shyamji, you have to
all the way
mute.
from Dublin.
Shyamji, you got unmuted. Thank you. Okay, great. So interpersonal, we talked about like the survivor of the Holocaust. He makes the bold statement that the impact of the future that you're looking forward to is stronger than your current circumstances. And his book Man's Search for Meaning is an amazing read. So let's look at kinesthetic. So the bodily intelligence that many of you were talking, how to use this gift that God has given us. So oh, there's a small typo here, and this is Muhammad Ali. I wonder how this typo came here. Wonder why. Anyway, Let me just not let it continue.
Muhammad Ali.
Yep, that's him. Cool. Muhammad Ali. You're right. So the heavyweight champion who has won several records to his name. And yeah, and interpersonal. What is happening? Why all the names have been mixed up? Which version of the PPT is this? Our great Mandela. Nelson Mandela. So interpersonal is one of the examples is Nelson Mandela. So let's move on. Thank you. So who is this person? Why is this person here? So this is in the era where people were trying to answer like excelling in one kind of intelligence, whether it be whether it be the earlier we have discussed the 7 types. Everybody is trying to excel in their field, whether it is making sculptures or paintings or music. And that time this gentleman had the thought, why not make the tedious task of adding and subtracting easier for the merchants? What will it take? And this famous personality has come up with his own machine to do that. That's none other than Blaise Pascal. And this machine with dials on it is called the Pascaline, a machine named after him. So in the pursuit of transferring intelligence, he has left his mark in the history of computing. That is also a pursuit. And as many of you have mentioned, artificial intelligence, this is the origin of computing, which is the foundation on which artificial intelligence is based on. Artificial intelligence makes it possible for machines to learn from experience, adjust to new inputs, and perform human-like tasks. Most artificial intelligence examples that you hear about today, from chess playing computers to self-driving cars, rely heavily on deep learning and natural language processing. Using these technologies, which were, at the end of the day, even if you sit and look through all of these deep learning, natural language processing, all of these words still require addition, subtraction, and all the other basic blocks of computation. So that is the 1860s, 1860s is the is the time frame in which so many different kinds of approaches to intelligence were happening. There's one famous personality who is given credit as the person who is the combination of so many different kinds of intelligences. He not only displayed the the musical, the spatial, and the other kinds also. So all of them combined together, this credit is given to great Leonardo da Vinci. And this kind of blend of intelligences, if it were available to Leonardo da Vinci, that was available only to Leonardo da Vinci, but what if it could be available to all of us at our fingertips? So Lakshmiji has mentioned 2 more kinds of intelligences, and there are famous personalities in both of them. But for our discussion, we have I've chosen to talk about the 7 historical figures. And I think one of the examples of one of the unique things about Leonardo da Vinci, that his journals, his inventions, they were so far ahead of his time. The kind of sketches that he made on inventions like submarines and planes and so many other such amazing things in his journal. So he's an inventor who has used all of the intelligences to leave his mark in time. Now, in human intelligence and its pursuit, the extremity to be the epitome in one intelligence, that we have seen across all these famous personalities. We have also seen that all of this combined is in one personality called Leonardo da Vinci. But today, the concern for so many people, even billionaires such as Elon Musk is whether artificial intelligence will replace the humans. And if so, is it not the job of the regulators to make sure that humans are in charge of the machines? So can the machines be subordinated to humans through regulation? And to that effect, European Union has also started to pioneer some laws. So then is it really a a minus sum game, or can there be a harmony available where machines and humans can club their intelligence and do something together? So what could it look like? Imagine that, all of this is in a perfect harmony. Your tedious task you've outsourced or you delegated to an intelligent system, whatever combination of machines, then wouldn't the machines, the artificial intelligence, serve you no less than a genie? Wouldn't it be your dream helper? So to that effect, ladies and gentlemen, let us again go into 5 breakout rooms and inquire what all ways can you take advantage of predictive analytics or artificial intelligence. What all tasks would you like to get done from these upcoming solutions? So can the breakout rooms be enabled? Is there an option here? Breakout rooms, yes. Okay, recreate or open all rooms?
How many breakout rooms you want, Mr. Akash?
Sir, there are some open all rooms option I should click. 5 are already there.
Okay, don't open. You have to recreate it. I have recreated.
Oh, okay, sir.
I have opened it.
Okay.
Akash, this is for how much time?
10, 15 minutes. Yeah.
15 minutes.
15 minutes. Yeah. Okay, great. Begin to join your rooms. Are you seeing the prompt? Okay, great. Everybody is moving.
Unshare the screen, Akash. Then we will be able to regulate the people's movement. Yeah. People are requested to please move into their respective rooms. Lakshmi, Indrajitu sir, Mr. Pankaj, Nagireddy sir, Mr. Monotosh, Kanaka Pratap ma'am, Mr. Shankar, Rehan, Rajalakshmi ma'am, Suma, please move into the rooms.
So all the people here have already finished their discussion, I suppose, or were you assigned to a room, or how was it for you all? Okay, great. Great, great. Welcome everybody. So let's start with room number 1 this time. So room number 1, who would like to share?
I hope it is not our room number 1, Mathur Saab.
No, I think I I forget it.
चलो आप शेयर कर दो ना अनिल जी. You go ahead.
Yes. Your question, yes, I am putting bullet points, and further they will, Mahesh ji and Anil sir will be elaborated.
Our leader, Mr. Mathur. Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Yes.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for
Please.
Yes,
yeah.
in what
Yes.
ways
We
your
are
question
only
was
three.
that in what ways can predictive analytics help you? So in what way the product and services of the company, company of the can use the chat box and this to serve the customers. In chat box, the customers' basic questions can be analytics by artificial intelligence on the for the purpose of the cost saving, for the purpose of sale increasing, and for the purpose of any. This was the first, and that trend of the customers of purchasing product can be analytics by this thing. And about the as a it reduce the cost of the product also, and the product prediction of rainfall can be assessed so that our agriculture can be further agriculture can be planned in such a way. And then we have about the flood and all the predictions can save us for a year. Now, Anil sir, please explain also. You further pollution.
Yeah, Mahesh ji, आप अपना point explain करो.
No, it's okay. It's okay. He has done it. He has done it. I'm
Okay. So what I want to tell about water resources is, especially I used to do it when I was working. I used to predict. So how much flood I'm anticipating when I used to use the data, the river flow right from 500 kilometers ahead where I was there. We used to get the data from there, and we used to calculate how much time we knew what is the length of the river and what is the slope of the river, and we did our own calculation. Immediately we used to tell to the civil authorities, now from day after at 2 o'clock these villages will be flooded completely. So, and we used to send them siren message and get the area evacuated. That is a predictive thing we used to do manually. But now all our brothers now, they are doing through artificial intelligence, our Central Water Commission. So they are doing through computer system, all data. Of course, the things are same. Things are same, but in no time they tell it. So in advance, what would be rainfall data? How much, what type of crop we should grow this year, even in advance of 5 to 4 months also. And flooding also they tell. In sea also you must have seen all the areas are evacuated in 3-4 days before. They predict it right from there. So, and they avoid the damages. This is what I want to focus on this point. And Mahesh ji, you can tell about the other point, what you got me.
we are done.
Okay, great. Yeah,
Thank
yeah.
you. Thank you.
Let's go to room number 2. And let's
Room
keep
number
this.
2, I have to make a special mention about a person. He's none other than our Akash father, who was there, who talked about neuroscience and other aspects. Special mention to him. And our room discussed 3 points. One, predicting the thinking of the human being, predicting nature. These are the 2 areas we talked about, so that people can be prepared.
Great, great, great. Amazing. Thank you, Suresh ji. And yeah, I'd like to thank room number 2 for your inputs, and also to Anil ji and the work that he has done at the Central Water Commission and his other teammates also. And let's move on to room number 3.
No, 3 is done.
3 is done. So room number 4. Yeah.
So So I'll share my screen, Akash, for on behalf
Yeah.
of room number 4. Is that okay?
Thank you. Yeah, please.
Yeah. So we were 3, Smaji and Nagi Reddy sir, and in between Vishal was there. So this was the team constant of. So we have discussed like this, and we have picked up some points. If you take machines, you were there at that moment. Condition monitoring of the machines, that is what we follow. It is to ensure that fail-safe missions. Then when you take data, we call it as a historical data mining, even some phone numbers grouped and posted, all those things that is happening by the predictive analytics. If you go to sports arena, who takes first choice? Which tournament I have to attend? Where I have to pitch in? All those things comes in based on the predictive analytics. Then come the consumption pattern. Really, what sort of consumption pattern is there? For example, if you take power, energy, what is the pattern of study? And if you come to the furnace kind of things, we use SCADA programs, how it is going on. If it goes like that, if you extrapolate it, what extent it might go, we will do that.
Great.
Very important thing is health monitoring and the medical devices are being built based on the analytics. And of course, even Surajji has told, it's about the nature. We predict and forecast the seasons, and we alert the people upfront so that everyone will be safe. And of course, share market comes, trend and investment recommendations are there. It is a big business itself on its own.
Correct.
Then comes the social media. What items are being purchased? Where is the interest group? All those things are being happening at the back end, and the front end, the actual work is going on. Of course, insurance risk analysis is going on. Very big subject itself.
Very big subject.
And of course, we nowadays, who will everything is being done by this data analytics, and strategy building is done based on.
Great. Amazing discussion, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Very, very succinctly, many points I've covered. And now for the last room, please let us hear your thoughts. Last room members, who are they? Any points?
Sujata ma'am, are you there?
Yeah, I'm there. I just share the screen.
Yes, please.
Room 5, this is what we could analyze within that short time.
Amazing.
The musical intelligence, where synthetic music is generated and other teaching goes on. That's one of the predictive analysis. Then logical, the forecast of weather, the forecast of sales, and the estimate of the world undergoing the pandemic. All these estimates. Logical intelligence, that's what emotional is, the good and bad, the positive and negative reviews, like as we see on these sites, Amazon and other brands.
Interesting. Yeah.
Then linguistic, where language translations help us understand the exact conversion to the other language.
Correct.
The spatial, where something very unique to yourself is being estimated by something else. That is the intelligence role play. And the visual is data compilation, especially in the medical field, where the results, the diagnostic results all come out as a soft copy. Just with the click of an ID, we get it. Then kinesthetics, I think the touch screen, especially the Procreate on the iPad. This is an example.
Amazing. Great. Procreate.
Yes.
Thank you, ma'am. So, all right then. So thank you all teams for your candid detailed sharing, and let's see what's next. So are you all able to hear the audio?
No.
How to share the audio?
Share the Akash, put that checkbox on again. Please share again and put the checkbox on the left hand side on, so it will show you.
Checkbox on the left side.
You have to first remove this now, reshare it. While resharing now, There is a checkbox on the left-hand side. Share with audio. That checkbox is there.
So,
Now you share the screen.
acha, it will come only in share screen. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, wait.
Akash, when you come to share screen, on the top, you will see 3 dots. Click on that dot, a drop-down menu will come with share sound.
Okay.
You see,
Yeah,
on the-
computer sound. Yeah, I saw. Yeah.
share computer sound.
Yeah. Computer audio. Are you able to see
No.
slides?
Here to come, Akash.
No.
You're not able to see the slides, huh?
No.
Oh. Hmm. So where is it? Can you see now?
On the top, you will see 3 dots, Akash, once you share the screen.
Yeah, but it will not work if I share the PowerPoint.
No,
Can you hear
no.
the voice?
It will work. See, you have already, you have to share the screen. Now you go to the top, you will see 3 dots.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Think down, those 3 dots you click.
And solve for 45,000 units.
Can you hear?
And also,
Yeah, we can hear.
Okay. Right.
Okay.
So this is
take a
a
look.
It's a classic
case.
story. Social reviews turn a product, in this case a scooter, into the hottest thing for the holidays.
So like
Okay.
Take a look.
so like our Balachandraji was saying how social media has a different analytics implications. So you can actually see a trend being built up while it is in the process. So this demand for the scooter suddenly shot up. This model of the scooter called Ultra, it suddenly shot up. This is a skit done by Oracle based on actual real current capabilities of their predictive analytics suite, which uses machine learning and artificial intelligence. So let's continue how they are handling the sudden spike in the need for the Ultra model of the scooter using various predictive
In
analytics.
this case, a scooter, into the hottest thing for the holidays. New demand is great, but with the strain on global supply chains, it also creates challenges.
Oracle, show me total actual and predicted revenue for scooters, but not mopeds for the last 2 years.
That's an impressive spike.
So can you see that a statistics tool is now fully able to behave just like Alexa? It is able to understand your commands. This is possible through artificial intelligence.
If we can meet the demand for the holidays, we'll have a lot of happy customers.
Oracle, also show me a stacked bar chart by product with predicted revenue and profits for this year. Yep, the Ultra is the most profitable.
So they are not only just looking at one kind of graph, they are double checking whether the insight that is coming from this is actually there or not. Can it be evidenced by other visualization or not?
So what revenue is at risk if we can't execute?
Well, let's see. We've got a lot riding on the Ultra.
So for this current quarter, what they are seeing is that most of the demand is targeted towards this Ultra model. So if they don't have enough parts because of the global supply shortages and how all these various big containers are stranded at sea. So if they don't have enough parts for the scooter, they will miss out approximately 92% of the quarterly revenue.
It could definitely put us over the top this year.
But what's inventory look like? Oracle, show me orders and inventory for just the Ultra scooter.
Wow. I don't think we can get enough scooters from China.
So as you can see, the orders far outstrip the available inventory, and their suppliers in China, due to the supply shortages and standing of boats at sea, containers at sea, will unlikely to satisfy their huge spike, predicted spike in
Finance.
demand.
We should go take a closer look.
All right, let's do this.
Okay.
So in this small skit, what do you think is the biggest factor in your decision making? So one of the main factors is, if you were to speak in plain terms, it will be trust. So to what extent can you put your decisions funded, or how much do you trust a certain metric? So if the stakes are high enough, can you say how high? So here they are saying it is 92% of the revenue is at stake. So for that they are willing to spend and find alternative supply chains. So how did it go?
ML predicts high demand in all scenarios. Let's do this one and solve for 45,000 units at 50% confidence.
Okay, I already know new orders will take months, plus ocean freight is slow and expensive right now. Can you ping Vic?
Okay. The Vic, the Ultra is selling through the roof.
Hey, Sandra. Hey, Luis. Guess we weren't prepared for this.
Nope, we're gonna miss out on a lot of revenue if we don't get more product.
Well, I might have an idea. Here, let me share. I'm wondering, maybe we could convert other models into Ultras. Check it out. You see, these are the scooters that have a lot of overlapping components. The digital display is really the only thing that's unique. Hey, Oracle, show me current and planned availability for Demons, Electrics, and Ultra products in the US by month.
And where's the inventory?
I gotcha. Right there. Okay, so between Seattle and Memphis, we have an inventory of about 95,000 Demons and Electrics.
Good, that's enough to meet our forecast for all three models. So what about the Ultra displays?
Take a look here at my analysis for display suppliers. So Jancorp in Mexico doesn't have the lowest unit cost, but they are solid on delivery time. And just because I can, let's look at their inventory and capacity.
Looks like they can turn around all the displays we need.
Okay, now let's figure out where the people are who can do the conversion. Check it out. Dynamic skills in HCM Cloud. It shows electronic assembly skills in Austin and Phoenix.
But the candidate pool from Recruiting Cloud shows that Austin's much better in case we need to add extra people or shifts.
Let's go with Austin then. Luis, order those displays.
Doing it now. And I'll ping Austin to get the ball rolling on conversion.
All right, awesome.
Awesome.
Let's keep our eyes out for updates.
Talk soon.
Great work.
So in that earlier case, they were able to coordinate a Mexican supplier and a talent of assembly pool, assembly plant related based on the manpower, so that you can fail safe for absence of people. And that's how they were able to produce or reconvert the other non ultra model scooters into ultra model scooters so that they can meet the predictive demand. Similarly, in the shops online, you don't always search from scratch. If you scroll down, you will see so many options from Amazon telling you based on your purchase history what next could inspire you, or people who have similar history, what do they buy. This is called recommender systems. And in the brick and mortar case, so based on your location, your Google Maps will tell you, or based on your geolocation from your Fitbit or Apple Watch, you will be given recommendation on offers near you, which shops are catering to your cuisine. And similarly, these AI assistants, they can find out even if you have lost something, if you have the corresponding RFID related tags associated with your ecosystem, so on and so forth. You will see that the application is even relevant to lawyers. Huge teams of paralegals and assistant attorneys, their work of summarizing documents is now gradually being taken over by AI. Similarly, in healthcare, for diabetic retinopathy, Google has managed to train its AI, which is able to offer surprisingly high predictions. And this is way back in 2016. And also in the case of fraud detection, this is a very upcoming and booming industry in the current scenario. To, particularly this CAGR, you can see 14.26, and it is predicted to grow to a $1.26 billion industry, a small niche, just a prediction of healthcare fraud. And safe and predictive workplace analytics. So our Arogya Setu app is not just having all the information related to your movement or your location. That information is also accessible in anonymized form as an open API, which is later you can build applications on Amazon Web Services. This is the the architecture. We'll not get into those details, but it is possible to understand who is at risk in your workplace and given the number of infections around you. And in the case of startups, a company called Glassbeam just last week raised $10 million for a data and predictive analytics platform targeting the hospital ecosystem. So my question to you is that why wouldn't you want to be rich, relaxed, and a remote contributor in the area of predictive analytics, given that the requirements are exploding and manpower availability is hardly catching up to the requirement? That is the last note I want to leave you with. Thank you for listening. We are open for questions.
Fantastic, Akash.